Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am finally giving you guys a tour of my office, I guess I should say office, and my desk space. So as many of you know, if you've been following me for just even a little bit of time, earlier in 2020, we put our house on the market, really just wanting a new space, especially for me. I think my family realized that I finally need my own office space. So as many of you know, if you've been following me for any amount of time, or I should say in the beginning of 2020, we tried to sell our house, we put it on the market, it just did not work out. One of the motivating factors for trying to sell our house and get into a new home was space, and just getting a home that had better use of space for us. I think me and my family realized it was finally time to get an area with an actual dedicated office, which I still do not have. I've actually never in my life had an office. We don't have an extra bedroom. We don't have a dedicated office space in our home, like an extra room or anything like that. So I am still in the corner of our loft, which is kind of worked out. So when we knew that we weren't going to sell our home anymore, I decided to sort of change up my desk situation to make it work a little bit better for my needs, for my business, all of that. And I think it's come out pretty good. I'm not gonna lie though, I probably change or tweak something in my office almost daily, or at least every other day or once a week. I just kind of find a different way to make things work better for me and what I'm trying to achieve in this space. So my office space is where I plan, where my computer is, and also where I film my videos. So all of those things had to be taken into account when I set up this space. So without talking too much longer, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you guys my space. We'll also go through drawers and all that fun stuff. I don't know about you, but I like seeing those things. Alright, so like I've shared before, my office corner right there is actually in our loft space. I actually have some help with some additional lighting because it is thundering and lightning outside and it is extremely dark. You just can't tell with this light on. So I'm in a room where we have a couch, TV console, all of that stuff. So let's go back there. All right, so this is my desk. It is actually put together with pieces from IKEA, and I'm gonna do my best to kind of show you guys what the pieces are. I don't have the exact dimensions of everything because honestly, this part of my desk right here, I had for years. I only recently added this other piece right here. So of course I have the desktops from IKEA, and I actually have two of them, and you can kind of see where they meet right here. I want to say one was like 40 something inches and the other one is 59 inches going that way, and they just meet right there. Of course I have the two Alex drawers, one on that side and then one over here on this side. Again, those are also from IKEA. My office chair is from Amazon. I absolutely love this thing. I've had it going on about 3 years or so, maybe just over 2 years. Super comfortable. I love the fact that it has this nice high back for support. So if you're really sitting and doing stuff at your desk for a very long time, it is really, really great. So let's take a tour across the desk. Okay, so starting over here, I just have this desk caddy, or just caddy in general. It's actually by the brand Molly Ollie. They actually market it as like a diaper caddy, but if you've been around the planner community for even 2 seconds, you know that lots of us use it to hold planner supplies, and this is no different for me. I actually keep just my most used planners or ones that I reach for regularly, along with my iPad in here, and then just some paper clips, and it just kind of sits on my desk. It keeps things from kind of ending up all over the desk and just kind of contained in that specific container. And over here I just have a binder with all of my Wild University stuff in here. I really need to focus on organizing that, which is why I have it set out, because that's kind of my plan for this afternoon. Then next up I just have this acrylic holder that also holds more clips, along with my most used pens and a pad from Cloth and Paper. All right, then over here by the computer area, I do have a Apple desktop, which I absolutely love. I have tried to use a laptop in the past and it just has not worked for me. So I went back to a traditional desktop and I absolutely love it. Over here, I just have a little warmer right here. I had candles lit quite frequently, but honestly, it's just easier just having the warmer, and it provides some nice calming light. And I kind of like how the little lights that bounce off the wall look like hearts sometimes, maybe stars. I'm not totally sure. I also have a holder here that is kind of stuck behind my monitor. This is for my phone. Just when I need to charge my phone, it can just kind of rest right here, and I'm not holding it with my hand or anything like that. I have a little Ray Dunn thing there that kind of holds random pieces that hold my camera on different mounts. It's just easier to put that there than to put my post-it notes there. Obviously my keyboard. This monitor stand I did get from Amazon as well. I'll try to see if it's still available. It's just one of my favorites. I like it. I feel like it keeps the monitor at a better height. That causes less strain on my shoulders and my neck and my back, all that stuff. And of course I just have a stapler and a tape holder and my photo printer from HP. There is just my water bottle. I feel like I always have water with me. Over here on this part of the desk, I have this holder from Lots of Style, and I'll link their Instagram and website and all of that stuff, but it holds just all of my mild liners. I actually have more than that, but just the ones that I use the most. I love the brush tip ones. Those are some of my favorites. And of course I just keep my planner out because that's the one I was just working in. And then over here, let me move my tripod. I have got just a candle. It's actually the pumpkin pecan waffles from Bath and Body Works. It is my absolute favorite. I got this little sign. I forget what type of sign they call this thing. Why can I not remember this? Anyway, it's actually from the back to school section over at Target. It comes with a bag full of letters. It's magnetic, so it's meant to go inside of a locker, but I thought I would just put my channel name, Instagram handle, all that stuff, and plan all the things because that's what I do. Next, I have just this super fake plant, also from Target. Again, this space is very, very dark, so plants are not meant to survive in this area. I have a really super affordable lamp from Target. I think it was $10 or $15. I really like this one. It has just a slimmer profile to sit on a desk. Like the shade is nice and narrow. And one of the things that I do love about this lamp is that it has an additional outlet right here. So I actually film on this part of my desk right here because it is closest to the window over there. So every now and then if I need additional light, I will just plug it into that plug right there, and boom, I can just kind of have it on my desk and not have too much sitting on the floor. It's just really nice to have it on the desk. All right, so let's talk about the boards on the wall. So these are boards that have kind of like a burlap material on them in the white frame. Those are also both from Target. They were $25, I believe. And then the prints that I have up on them right now are just from Emily Lay. You can order prints from her website either as a bundle or individually, but I really, really liked them. I actually ordered them last year sometime and had no idea what to do with them. So when I took down the other calendars I had up on my wall, I figured this was perfect. And then I just have some pins along the bottom here from different events and things like that that I've been to that I just absolutely love. And then it's the same over here on this board. I loved the other board so much that I went back and got a second one. Obviously they're not right in the center where they need to be. I need to actually replace or move them up. But I just love the way that these prints look. They are in gold foiling from Emily Lay as well. The brand U brand sells push pins that are hooks. These are great for just kind of hooking like a loop of washi on like I had on the other board. So I just put 2 of them. My whole idea is not to really clutter up this space, but to make good use of this space. So hopefully I'm doing that, and hopefully I can keep looking back on this space and make sure that I'm not cluttering it up too much. All right, and then over on this corner of the desk or office space area is a lot of storage. So I have the Hudson cart from Michaels. I'm sure you guys have seen this absolutely everywhere. If you would like, leave a comment down below if you want to see a separate tour of this cart, because there's just so much going on with this cart that I don't want to make this video an hour long. I do have a cube shelf over here, and I have found that just keeping the fabric cubes and things like nice and neutral makes this space look a lot less cluttered. I do have my printer right over here. This is not my favorite printer, but our previous printer just died. I really did not have much of a choice. We needed a printer before school started, so there is that. Then I have this add-on shelf from IKEA that just kind of sits on top of this shelf right here. This shelf system is not from IKEA. It actually used to be black. I did a horrible job painting it, and it is what it is. I'm going to use it till it falls apart. But this, in general, this whole space is to store sort of extra things. Obviously, all of my Chrissy Ann Designs binders are there. I have one cubby hole, this one right here on the bottom left, that is for pouches and things like that. This one has some old planners in there. This has like extra stuff that's come in. I actually need to go through that one. It is a bit of a mess. And it's the same thing with that one. I think there's extra pens, planners, all kinds of stuff like that. And obviously the cart is the same way. I store a lot of pens, planners, and everything else on there. All right, let's move over to the drawers. Okay, so first things first, there really is no rhyme or reason to these drawers, but I did try to keep them organized in a way that made sense to me. So in this top drawer on the left side of my desk, I have a lot of like frequently reached for things like rulers, binders, clips, adhesive tape, these dot markers from, I think I ordered mine from Jet Pens. I really, really like these. Some lotion, some cutting tools for stickers and washi, things like that. I have some of the additional printing paper for my HP photo printer, things like that. Also, I want to add, these clear containers are from Target, but if I can give you probably one helpful bit of advice, they sell very similar containers in the kitchen section of Target, and they are ridiculously expensive. If you head on over to the bathroom section, they are anywhere from $1 to $3 per container, and they are super handy for organizing your drawers. All right, next up is this drawer. It is chock full of like EC stuff that I still need to use up. Some things that I have recently gotten because I really wanted to try out like their newer markers and sticky notes and things like that. I was obsessed with these, so I have a ton of them, and I actually still love them, so I'm going to use them up, along with some additional washi tape, things like that, all the extra rulers from all of my previous planners. If I could have shown you a before of this drawer, your mind would be blown. It was absolutely horrible, and this is probably the most organized my EC stuff has ever been. All right, and the next drawer is full of my note cards, address labels, stamps, and list pads. These bottom three drawers from IKEA are actually deeper than the top two drawers that you see right there. So this is actually a really good space for it. And again, I grabbed more of those bathroom containers from Target. All right, the next drawer, you're gonna see a lot of drawers like this, is just full of extra pens, extra washi, and extra items from my disc bound system. Again, the containers are from the bathroom section at Target, and these things have been a lifesaver just to kind of keep things a little bit more compartmentalized and from just flying everywhere in my shelves. All right, this drawer hasn't changed much from the last time. It's kind of like just my tech drawer. Like, these are cutting tools that I don't use too often. When I did a lot of uncoiling and recoiling of my planners, I had different pliers and things like that. I have some replacement label tape, different mounts for my cameras and tripods and cords to God only knows what, but it's there and I'm scared to throw any of those things away. All right, let's move on to this set of drawers, and it's probably the one that I reach for things from the most. Again, a heck of a lot more pens, and yes, I keep the blue pens separated. I'm not a blue pen user. Obviously, I have way more black pens, but this is where I keep the ones that I reach for the most. I have a lot of Ollie clips. If you're not familiar with what those are, they are just these magnetic clips. They are super magnetic, actually. But I have tons from over the years, and I love these things, and they stay together pretty well. So I also keep the nail polishes that I use the most. I don't know why, but I mean, I polish my nails at my desk, so to me it makes sense. I've got my reading glasses in their container there and my business cards. All right, next up is this drawer. It has a ton of stuff in here. More pens. Are you shocked? A bottle of hand sanitizer, because I think during these times there's no such thing as too much hand sanitizer. A ton of different Post-its and Avery tabs sit in this drawer organizer as well. I do have a ton of paper clips. I don't use decorative paper clips a lot, so I still need to determine if these really do deserve a space in my drawer or if these could be used for something else. So they kind of sit to the back of this drawer just because I don't reach for them that often, but the Post-it notes and pens, obviously I do. All right, next up is basically my cloth and paper drawer. It has got a ton of stuff for my disc bound system. I have this one that just has inserts that I haven't used yet. There's quite a few in there. A little storage vase. I think this is from one of the EC seasonal surprise boxes, but this holds all of my loose discs, the extra ones that I have. Then I have this acrylic organizer from the dollar spot section at Target that just has my Post-it notes from cloth and paper, and different things like that. Again, I just kind of like to try to keep things as organized as possible. I have extra stickers from other shops kind of sitting back here just because they don't have a very specific home. Again, more cloth and paper, sticky notes, page flags. I have a whole other container of those things in here as well. Yeah, this is definitely a drawer that I reach into quite a bit. All right, the next drawer is really not the most organized, but it has my washi in it, extra washi that doesn't necessarily have a space to go or that just came in the mail. Like I had a huge Simply Gilded order come in. I do have I think they're spice drawer organizers from IKEA in here, and that's just kind of my system, if you will. Not the best, but this is where it is. All right. Last up is probably the most disorganized drawer, but it is where the most random things go, like the ink for our printer, the old ink for our old printer that I need to get recycled, different types of printer paper, additional push pins for the boards above my desk, packing tape, there's even packaging labels like for USPS in there, all kinds of things like that. So really I keep these things down towards the bottom because I hardly ever reach for them, or I don't need to access this drawer very often. So that's kind of how I have my drawers categorized. So the most used things stay closer to the top, and things like this that I don't reach for stay all the way at the bottom. All right, so now we are on the floor of my desk. Glamorous times, people, glamorous times. So the reason why I'm on the floor is because a lot of you have asked about the leg configuration of my desk from IKEA. So I want to first preface this by saying none of my desk legs are from IKEA, and there's a reason for that. You can't really order legs during this time from IKEA for some reason, but I managed to find some from Amazon. There was still a debacle with ordering legs from Amazon. However, we have legs now, and a lot of people have wondered how I put my desk together with the legs. I'm going to turn the camera around and kind of try my best to show you how I did that. All right, so I hope that this is going to be a good angle for you guys to see it, but where the two pieces meet my desk right here goes all the way to the back, of course. So each bottom part of the desk has their own leg back here. The other side is being supported by the drawer. The back of the longer piece back there has its own leg, of course, because otherwise my computer would fall to the ground. And because this piece right here is so long, I also have another leg back here for some additional support. This is where I decided to sort of MacGyver the desk myself, and that's this part right here. And I hope that you guys can see it. So this is where these two pieces meet right here. And when you order desks from IKEA, Amazon, whatever, the legs do not come attached to these brackets. However, there needs to be support where these two pieces meet, both at the back and at the front. So what I did was I put the bracket for the leg as the sort of joint for those two pieces, but I did not put the leg because in my personal, not having an engineering background opinion, the bracket is what was needed. The legs were already there for all the support on the back ends, and in the front where those pieces needed, they simply needed to be connected in some way. I have had this set up for over a month with zero issues. I would definitely keep an eye on doing something like this to make sure that you're not going to have any issues and that your desk isn't going to collapse. But I think what I have going here is going to work just fine. I have had zero issues at all with feeling like things are unstable. It also helps that my area is on a carpeted surface. So those are things that you definitely need to keep in mind. And another thing that you'll need to keep in mind with the legs is that you don't need legs on this end because you have the drawers supporting it, and you don't need legs on this end because you have the drawer system supporting it. So again, I think it comes down to personal preference and what you feel comfortable with. I was not comfortable with having a leg right here where I was going to be sitting facing my computer, hitting my legs up against a metal leg all of the time. So, and just in case you guys are wondering what's going on down here, I actually used to have this little shelf right here sitting up on top of my desk. I didn't find it useful. There's actually an outlet behind it. I have some additional studio lighting plugged in there. I just kind of lay it down and put it there when I'm not using it, along with my arc punch because it's massive and I don't want it on top of my desk because I also think it's not very attractive. All right, so that is everything for my office and desk tour. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about any of the items that I shared with you guys in this video, I know that it was a lot, but please feel free to ask down below in the comments. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and if you're already subscribed, make sure that you click that notification bell so that you know when my videos are posted here on YouTube. As always, thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you in my next video.